child born to immigrant workers in Yuma, Arizona in 1927, Cesar Chavez learned early on the importance of a foundation of religious faith, as well as the value of hard work and education. He would go on to become one of the most revered and respected agents for social justice, after witnessing the deplorable and often inhumane treatment of migrant workers. Throughout his life as an activist and organizer, Cesar Chavez became a beacon to countless others as the founder and voice of the National Farm Workers Association, which sought to give workers fair wages and respectable working conditions. Along with fellow activist Dolores Huerta, he formed the United Farm Workers and solidified his legacy as a true civil rights champion, a legacy that continues.
Dolores Huerta is a civil rights activist that began organizing in the early 1950s, leading strikes and boycotts for the equitable treatment of farm workers that faced inhumane working conditions. Huerta knew it was her calling to fight discrimination and help improve the lives of farm workers. To this day, she continues to advocate for the equal rights of workers. She is the co-founder of the National Farm Workers Association, the predecessor of the United Farm Workers Union, and a recognized labor activist for the Chicano movement.
When you talk about someone like Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta, they were the perfect example of that. Dolores Huerta was a woman. She was a woman activist, right? So that's representation. That's something for the students to look back on and say, they used their voice at a time where it was challenging to do that, and they actually made a difference.
Chavez and Dolores Huerta are two of the most influential leaders of the American Civil Rights Movement and the American Farmers Movement.
Chavez and Huerta met in 1955 through a community service organization event in Oakland, California in 1962. The like-minded colleagues founded the National Farm Workers Association with the goal of empowering immigrant farm workers and improving their wages and working conditions.
Together, Chavez and Huerta organized non-violent strikes, boycotts, marches, and fasts to bring attention to the harsh treatments of farm workers.
In 1973, Dolores Huerta organized a consumer boycott of grapes. This boycott led to the passage of the California Agricultural Labor Relations Act of 1975, which gave farm workers the right to form unions and bargain for better working conditions in California.
Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta committed their lives to advocating for others. Through their commitment and self-sacrifice, they changed our nation and improved the rights of many migrant farm workers.
Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta collectively formed the National Farm Workers Movement known as the NFWA in Coachella, California in the spring of 1965. Before this movement, migrant workers were exploited by the agribusiness. They were forced to work before dawn to after dusk with poor working conditions such as unsafe tools, unsanitary living conditions, unclean water, exposure to hazardous chemicals, and suffered from debilitating and deadly work accidents. Employers did not cover medical expenses from accidents, and many migrant workers died as they worked in isolated areas far from medical facilities with no transportation. Chavez and Huerta fought against agribusiness and organized thousands of laborers. At the time, migrant men received an entry wage 40% lower than the native wage. The formation of the NFWA led to protests from California across the USA to demand dignity and better wages for all farm workers. Through self-sacrifice, a commitment to nonviolence, and their spirituality, Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta changed our nation. Now all farm workers have safer working and living conditions and better wages and benefits. So every time you eat a piece of meat, vegetable, or fruit, you can feel great that the workers who provided this were treated better because of Chavez and Huerta. We should all honor the selfless work of Chavez and Huerta that has made our country better for all. Thank you, Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta.